Hello, my name is Cynthia and welcome to my Flosstube channel. Today is Wednesday, February the 3rd, 2021. I'm so happy to be here with you sharing my cross-stitch projects and things I've made over the last couple weeks, actually last month, and projects that I've worked on. And I also wanted to stop in and thank you for those that already know. I had posted on my community tab here on YouTube and also on Instagram. I had been fighting COVID for the last 2 weeks. I've been in the hospital for a while and home for a little over a week, so getting stronger every day. Hopefully my voice holds out. I still have some work to do with recovering from the damage to my lungs and the pneumonia that was really set in. So I got a lot of good medical care, and I still have oxygen when I need it and albuterol breathing treatment. So I'm taking care of myself and trying to be patient. It's been a really long haul, especially last week. I really needed the prayers, and so I thank you for all of the support. I had over 500 comments and likes on my posts about what I was going through, and that just made me feel very supported and encouraged and like I wasn't alone. So I really appreciate y'all for that. I did intend to show a lot of snowman projects, hopefully in January, but here we are a little bit late. I had several friends that participated with me in the Build a Snowman Sal, and I will insert pictures of their snowmen at the end of the video. I'll show you mine now though. It turned out really cute. This was the Liberty Primitives. If I'm saying that wrong, I'll put it here. Liberty Creek Primitives, maybe, pattern of making snowmen from quilt batting. And they were super cute. They're in 2 pieces, which I didn't expect at first. And they're really funny. I had a little glare on this one. I was laughing with my friend. This one looks like he's giving me the evil eye, but embroidery on batting is a little bit tricky. You put these stitches in and they move so much with the batting that you don't really know where they're going to end up. So I tucked them in here with this antique lamp, which if anybody wants to know where I got it, I can link it, I hope, from Amazon. It is actually like duct taped on the back. The instructions say to drill a hole and pull the cord through, but I didn't want to do that on this antique box. I found one date on this that said 89. I don't know if you can see that. And I wondered, that's not 1989. Is this really that old? I don't know. Maybe that's another marking year, but it's an anchovies box, which is funny. And I thought it just turned out really cute. There's some, these are called pip berries, P-I-P. And I think I got them at Hobby Lobby. I thought they looked a little bit like swirling snow, so that's my first finish that I wanted to share. And like I said, I had several friends also participate, and I'll put those at the end. I had a previous finish that I wanted to show without its bow this year. Some years I like bows and sometimes I don't. But this was Winter Medley from Heart and Hand. I guess I've done 2 Heart and Hands for today. This was, I think, 2 years ago I did this, actually, but I still like it. I used some even weave that I dyed teal. I believe it was a combination of teal and emerald Rit dye, and I changed all the colors. The original is like browns and rusts, and I wanted it to look more wintry. I didn't have any I didn't have the button pack from Jabco, so I just used 99-cent snowflakes from Walmart. A couple of those, and it says flakes fall, home fires call, light so bright, winter night. So I wanted it to be like a night scene. And that hangs in my entryway. I think it's really pretty. I usually do teal for winter instead of red. Another snowman finish that I changed the colors on was by Not Forgotten Farm, Parson Brown. My magnet is not strong enough. I'm going to have to go on Amazon and get an earth magnet. But I have placed lots of finishes on this ceiling tile. I had my Barbara Anna elves on there, and just anything I think works. It's very easy to pop on since it's metal. It's an old ceiling tin from the Goodwill. It used to be bright purple, and I chalk painted it and just dressed it a little bit so that it kind of shows the contours there. I put a homespun bow with a rusty jingle bell and changed a lot of these colors. I think I used the border color that was called for, but then I put Twilight by Weeks Dye Works for the teal. I really like blues and teals for winter colors, and in my front room it works better. So I actually have this in my kitchen, but still, like I said, I can't hold it very well. The other thing I wanted to show you, I accidentally got the wrong color on his middle of his chest. I was not feeling well while I was stitching this. I was struggling a little bit, but as I finished it, I thought, you know, it kind of will always remind me of my wrecked lungs during COVID. Looks like he has a black lung, so this will be my COVID snowman, and I'll always think of that. I changed the date too. The other thing was I always try to have, I think Dahlia was the one that first inspired this for me from So Grateful, but I try to do a date that's significant to the family. And 1874 isn't, but 1974 is the year my husband was born. So I used that date, and he's a minister, so even though it's kind of a silly song, I just always like that song. I thought it turned out so pretty. And my batting is not even on this. I couldn't get upstairs the day I finished this to get it on my cutting board, so I'll fix it next time. It's a pretty easy fix. But it's just on sticky board and some quilting fabric. And I like the way it's kind of natural and not so, I think it fits with the primitive style of the piece. So those are two of my finishes, including that previous one. That makes three. And then let me show you the leggy snowman. This was a Valentine inspiration. I posted it with Dina from Half Stitch, Cross Stitch February Festivals. I'm working on some Valentine pieces, so this was one to contribute. I had the leggy swimmer, if you remember from my first mania, and it's just a fun little pattern. This one I got on clearance somewhere. I think I paid like $2 for it or something, but I like using snowmen and Valentines so that you can keep them out for a longer period of time. So here's leggy snowman, and I used pretty close colors, but none of them were called for, except for that black. That actually was the called for, accidentally though. I just matched it myself. So it has a little bit more of that Week's Twilight on there, and the legs are Twilight as well. So just a fun little stitch. I put some red wool behind it because I didn't have a blue fabric I liked, and plus it's Valentine, so it worked. And an antique button there, and that's like an old celluloid button. But that was a fun one. It's small. It fits on the back of my sunflower tray in my kitchen window, and I will insert a video of that here. I was just looking at my list and realizing that I left off one of my finishes for January. I will insert a picture of that here. I did the second day of the 12-day sal with Lori of Mischievous Stitches and Kim Layman. And I completed the second ornament. So I'll be working on the third one. They really take about a half day, a couple hours. So they're really, really quick. But I'm having a lot of fun. I did have some happy mail that I wanted to thank friends for sending several cards through the church and also through Flosstube, Christine Hollis. Thank you, Christine. That was such a sweet note. And then my friend Narita that watches, and Daylene, you always have such encouraging words to say, and I thank you for all your checking in on me and encouraging me that way. And then my little friend from church, Luke, sent me a good well as well. So I had so much, like I said, so much positive encouragement around me. It felt like I just almost had like a cloak around me. So thank you for that. Before I got sick, I was able to meet with my friend Celeste from Celeste Creates, and she shared a little pincushion with me, and I still have yours to mail, Celeste. I had a gift for her that I left in the car. So frustrating, but I have that to mail still. And then I also received a beautiful package from Joe. I think that's what we call it. Is it Joe or JoJo? Joe Craner. Thank you so much for all this beautiful wool. She knew I wanted to make my Snowmen runner, and I hope to still get to work on that some. I've been away from my sewing room, so I haven't been able to really get up here, but I'm feeling stronger, so I don't sound it, but I am. I'm gonna hopefully tackle this soon, and I am so grateful for all of your beautiful wool that you shared with me. That's it for Happy Mail. I have a little bit of haul coming. It's not here yet. I had a Christmas gift card, and I bought a Bristol Myers sampler. We're having a talk with our guild next month, and I wanted to have one to start possibly on Valentine's Day, so I'll share that next time. It's just a one color sampler, so I thought I'd just do a little bit on it and have it in my stash. And then I have a bunch of works in progress. I made it through the first half of the month very well. My plan of doing the 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 was really, really nice, but as the month went on, obviously everything kind of came to a halt. As I was saying, the first half of the month went great with my stitching, but for the first time in 2 years, I had 3 days off. I usually stitch every single day, and being in the hospital, I was not able to do that. So my half of the month went well. My second half, not so much. But I wanted to show you, I worked on about 5 projects. Some I haven't shown, I don't think, in a long time. One for my son here, right up top. Was a birthday gift for his 7th birthday. He's turning 9 tomorrow, and I am gonna just put some work in this, and we'll see how I do. I've gotten a lot farther. I found a picture of where I was last time, and it's almost done. I just need to sit down and really do the picture. It talks about fear and about calling on the Lord when you're scared. So it's called Be a Daniel. I thought that was a really appropriate one for a boy. It's hard to find cross stitch for little boys, but this one's great to have in his room. I'm probably gonna put it like on a rustic board, no bows, but maybe some buttons or string. So I'll show that next time, hopefully. Maybe if I show that today as a goal, it'll be that much more likely to happen. I had All Creatures Great and Small for 4 days, and I'm trying to remember where I was last time I showed you. I know I posted some of this on Instagram, but I'm pretty sure I just got this corner here. The church and the widow. And I did work up here as well with the Adam and Eve tree, and I was trying to connect my border so I can see just how far over it's gonna go. So this is the halfway point on this side. I need to just kind of keep filling in. I love this one so much though. If I had it to do over, I would probably do it on 36, but I really like it on the 40, so I just kind of keep soldiering on. And the anchor floss, someone asked me last time, I get questions about that every time. You know, how do you like anchor floss? Is it different? I do like it. I feel like it's more muted. There's a different tone to it than DMC. I was going to show you some of these colors. Like, I don't remember seeing these kind of tones in DMC. There's something just a little bit more muted and not as shiny about the anchor, but I really love the colors, and I don't have any trouble stitching with them. I think they might be just a little bit fluffier even, but not super noticeably. I just really like the colors. And I did change my barn. Christy was asking me about that from Cross Hatch Quilts. I'm using Anchor 20, which is like a dark cranberry because I didn't really want pink. And I've also used that same symbol is called on the border. So my flowers will look more reddish than the pink. But it's turning out so cute. And that church, I love Barbara Anna's colors. They're always so unique, like a mauve and a coral. Like I wouldn't have picked that for a church, but I really like it. So I got some work done on that. These aren't in order. I had more days on Hawk Run Hollow, but this is just the order they're in my basket. The other one was Halloween Rules. And the other news in our house is we have a new puppy. I'll try to put some footage at the end. My daughter was gifted a puppy for Christmas, but because of all the things that went on in the month, we actually tried to go get a puppy and the puppies were all taken, and so we cried, and then the timing just wasn't right. So we got back from being so sick with COVID. My husband had it first and then me, and Sophia's teacher found a puppy for her. So she came home this week, and I've really considered pulling this little puppy out. He doesn't have a head yet. Here's his little leg, and making him black and white like our Dahlia. So I just kind of got the border put in there. I'm bringing this down, and it's going to say wear a costume. It has a little ghost over there, which ironically my son dressed up as this year. Classic Halloween. So I love working on this. I just didn't quite have the energy to finish what my goal was, but I really think I can keep up with the one a month so that it's ready by Halloween. The other project that is such a long-term one, and it is a lot more stitching than I realized, I think is why I kind of shake my head like, why can't I get these finished? And Helen has done them very well. My friend Tina from Stitching with My Bestie. It was so good to see y'all again, by the way. Tina just finished this one, and I really love her easel that she put it on. But here's winter. I just got the berries, and I started in on some of the snow, and Tina was speaking about doing half stitches or tent stitches for that snow at the bottom, and depending on how bogged down I get with it, I might do the same. I have a little red window. This is going to go on, a little teeny red window. It's going to be so cute. So I'll continue to work on that until the next season. I have all 4 of them underway. Hopefully I can finish that one though, because this was a whip from spring, is not started yet, but I have all the fabric and everything I like about this pattern. Especially, I wish I had it with me. I'm sorry I don't, except for my working copies. The string, or the floss, is the same for every pattern, so you just make one big ring and you've got enough for all 4, which I appreciated. I did change it just a little bit, of course. I think I'm using more of a teal for the winter, and more of a Weeks Crimson for the, yeah, I changed those windows from a country blue to Twilight, or Chesapeake blue. Chesapeake, yeah, something more teal. I think teal somehow updates country blue. It's just my opinion, but to me it makes it look a little bit more modern. And I have a lot of turquoise and teal in my house, so or not a lot, but a little bit. And so you can kind of see these colors. It kind of makes it work in my house better. And then the very last whip that I wanted to share, I've worked on the most, as hard as it is to tell. I'll insert a picture of where I was last time. The Hawk Run Hollow block. I had a goal of doing one every 2 months or every 6 weeks instead of one a month. And surprisingly, this is closer than you would think to being done. I have to fill in all of that stable. There's one more horse facing the other direction. There's some apples up here, and then there's a text box right there. So this is thousands of, I don't know if thousands, hundreds and hundreds, probably 1,000 stitches. Teeny tiny little fill in. And it's not hard stitching, it's really not, but it does require attention. It is easy to make mistakes if you aren't, like this pattern here, you know, it goes every 3, every 3, every 3. If you don't count carefully, you can get in a tight spot. So I really like the color of that apple. Haven't used that one yet, I don't think. And I'm working it in an odd direction. If any of y'all have noticed, if you haven't heard the whole saga of, I'd intended to maybe quit halfway and just call it a half hook run. But so many people encouraged me to keep going and to make it the full piece. So that's what I'm doing. That way I could kind of close my exits at the bottom, and next I'll move over and kind of work in a circle. But it's a favorite. I'm not gonna quit. I just have to keep plugging away. That's one of the things that I learned with the COVID lesson. I'll insert this quote. I'll probably mess it up when I say it, but it said it's easier to stop. Going slow takes more discipline. And that's the truth with this. It would be so easy to just quit and say that's too hard, but just going slow, taking your time, bit by bit, you can make something beautiful and also heal your body. It doesn't happen in the timing I would like always, but it's worthwhile. So I feel good about the stitching I was able to accomplish, and I had a few little projects I wanted to share before Valentine's Day, because they might be something you want to try for your family. So let me get that. I'll be right back. The other thing I wanted to try was some embroidery I'd seen on Pinterest. And I've kind of goofed this up a little bit, but maybe you can do better. So learn from my mistakes. I made these names just on an old piece of sheeting that I had dyed in some Rit dye with hearts on them. And my plan was to convert it to a Valentine. It's not a pillow. It's actually just a top stitched inside out kind of I don't know, thingamajig. But when I turned this one out, I cut the wrong side, and I was just like, are you kidding me? I cut on the stitching instead of on the back. I'm so used to cutting on the muslin side instead of the fabric side, I guess. I don't know why I did it, but I thought it's prim. I'm gonna stitch that right up with a little zigzag like a broken heart, all repaired. And I might do this again, but I do like the way it turned out. I thought it was fun. It would probably benefit from some stabilizer. The other ones I do, I'm gonna make a little bit firmer so they're not quite as floppy, but it does have some heft from having that top stitching. And my plan is to do a pocket on the back. And I have some French General fabric that's not here yet from 123, but I wanted to make a pocket on the back and put love notes in it for Valentine's. I have a little tray. I did make one heart badly. I'm gonna have to keep working on this one, but filling it with some little hearts and pillows, and having this be kind of a perpetual Valentine I could add to it each year. I put some doilies on the kids' doors 2 years ago, maybe 3. That just said things I loved about them. I would put, you're supposed to do it for like 14 days. I think I did like 7 in one night. But when they woke up for Valentine's, they had red doilies on their door. You can't see it from here. I'll put a little picture in. But it's been funny. I've tried to take them down a couple times or thought to, and they'll say, no, 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 no. And when they moved rooms, they even transferred those hearts. So just take those, Dollar Tree doilies and write the things you love about your family member or your friends and give it to them. It really does make an impact for a long time. And when we did that, the funny thing was Sophia did that back to my husband and I. She did the same thing on our door the next year. So I'll put and we leave them up. We just have them up all year, all the little love notes. So this is just a new love note idea. And I kind of copied it from Pinterest, but it wasn't exactly like this. I didn't leave enough room though, if you want to do this. I just backstitched the name. All you do is I traced it from my computer printout of the names so that I didn't get totally wonky. And then I have some other ones too, like XO and stuff, but I really do like the way this turned out. It does kind of look like a little Valentine. So a prim Valentine. Valentine's is hard for me. I don't really like the bright colors. So that way you can make it your own and you can use your own colors. And I have as whips 3 other little pillows. This is the start of the Love Never Fails from the Primitive Hair and the Valentine. You can hardly tell. I just the other day picked these up. So I have these 2 to do, and then I did a random little heart. I'm just trying to throw it. That'll probably put an XOXO after, and then I'll have a trio of little pillows, and then these little love notes with some hearts. So just kind of a display idea I wanted to put out there before Valentine's in case you wanted to try to make some perpetual love notes. Those I think are a really good idea. And I think that's all I had to share. I had, like I said, so much support and love, and I wanted to thank you all for that. It was a real testimony to me of how being vulnerable and honest about how you're doing can really bring forward what God has created us to be like, which is a community, not just of stitchers, but of women, and just a way to support and love each other. So thank you again. And as I say at the end of all my videos, Psalm 90 verse 17 says, "May the favor of the Lord our God be upon us and establish the work of our hands." Have a great rest of February. The Masterpiece book by Francine Rivers, I keep forgetting to talk about. I had wanted to do a Zoom book club meeting just to discuss. There's questions at the back of that book. It really was an impactful book to me. After Christmas, I read it in about 4 days. It's about 400 pages, so it's a big one, but it's a page turner. So if you are still interested, you can go ahead and comment on this video. I have several that have already contacted me, and I want to say in March, we'll pick probably a Thursday evening to Zoom and discuss the Masterpiece book. It's so thick, so I thought it wouldn't hurt to have another month anyway, and I'm still kind of in a place of recovery. So I'll look for comments below if you want to participate, or just read it on your own. You don't have to come to the Zoom. It's just a really convicting book, as all of Francine Rivers seem to be. So I wanted to give you an update on that. I do still hope to do that, and I thank you for those that showed interest.